Hi everyone, I'm David.
And I'm Jamie from The Rooted Marriage, our online marriage ministry here at Stonebriar Community Church. And we'd love to share with you a practical thought to encourage your marriage today.
Over the last month, we've had the opportunity to share with you some insights on giving the gift of forgiveness, such as knowing its importance, how to go about extending it, and even how to help our heart when we don't feel like extending forgiveness.
As we wrap up this series, there is one more important piece of this puzzle.
Now, we freely forgive because that is how God gives us forgiveness.
And while forgiveness is a massive gift to give,
asking for forgiveness is just as important a gift to give.
Yeah, asking for forgiveness, that can be a tough one. So where do we even start?
Well, that's a good question. We have to start by being honest with ourselves about why we may have hurt our spouse. The reality is that many times our spouse hasn't really done anything that warrants a response that would hurt them. In the New Testament, James says this insightful and convicting statement in James 4, 1 and 3.
What is causing the quarrels and fights among you? Don't they come from the evil desires at war within you? You don't get it, because your motives are all wrong. You only want what will give you pleasure.
See, here's the simple explanation. My sin nature, it's the part of me that rebels against God. It's the part of me that wants to be in control, wants to be right, and wants to be happy outside of God. Many times when I hurt my spouse, it comes from listening and following that old sinful nature that competes with God to work in me.
And it makes my spouse an easy target to offend.
Now, James continues in the passage and gives us hope after such a convicting statement.
The scriptures say that God is passionate, that the Spirit He has placed within us should be faithful to Him, and He gives grace graciously. Let there be tears for what we have done. Let there be sorrow and deep grief. Let there be sadness instead of laughter, and gloom instead of joy. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up in honor.
So, being honest with myself about why I hurt you, and being humble to say, I was wrong, is where a good apology begins.
And here are just a few more things.
In a great social media post, Scott Sauls describes a great apology, or asking for forgiveness, by these characteristics.
First of all, expressing sorrow.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
And then owning the guilt.
Please forgive me because I was wrong when I did.
Name the specific wrongs.
I was wrong when I did these things.
Name the full impact.
I realize now that I hurt you and my actions affected you by.
Make amends as possible.
What can I do to make these things right?
And then give them freedom.
Please forgive me when you are ready. What a great way to acknowledge the truth of my heart, but also genuinely connect with my spouse's heart. James 3:13 and 18 says it this way. If you are wise and understand God's ways, prove it by living an honorable life, doing good works with the humility that comes from wisdom. And those who are peacemakers will plant seeds of peace and reap a harvest of righteousness.
Giving forgiveness and asking for forgiveness. What great gifts to give each other as spouses, both now and in the future.
We'd love to continue encouraging you and your marriage in the days to come. So we invite you to join us at The Rooted Marriage, online, on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, we are praying for you and your marriage. Till next time.